Hi everyone, Marie here, welcome back to my channel. Another video for you today from my creative scrapbook using the May main kit. This kit is comprised of the Garden Party collection and it's absolutely gorgeous. Lots and lots of beautiful pastel colours. I don't use pastel colours a lot, but when I do use them I do go for it properly, and I do enjoy using them. So for this particular layout I've pulled out one of the subscriber cut files from Pear Tree Cut Files. This is a floral wreath, and I've decided to keep this one really soft and simple by simply backing the flowers in vellum. So I'm just taking some scraps of vellum that I had in my stash and covering those flowers up, the whole thing, rubbing it down, pressing it down, and then I'm going to trim round them, fussy cut round them with my scissors. I don't tend to draw around things first when I'm going to use vellum, simply because you end up with you can end up seeing the pencil line, and nobody wants to see the pencil line because it would just spoil it, wouldn't it? Or you'd have to try and rub it out, and then that could be a disaster too. So I tend to do it this way round, use the glue, stick the vellum on, and then use my scissors afterwards to go round and fussy cut. So like I said, just using scraps. I do keep all my scraps, especially vellum, so if I can use them to back cut files later, I will do. So just carefully I'm literally tucking my scissors under the edge of the cut file, so they're at an angle to the cut file, so I can get round the end and just fussy cut them. Don't worry, I don't make you watch me do the whole of this. I was here for a little bit of time cutting all of this out. I do think vellum though is one of the easiest things to back a cut file with. It's very, I want to say, malleable. It moves easily. It's not a thick cardstock that's tricky to cut. It's very easy to cut, sticks down really well, and then is very easy to cut off, so you can trim round all those little fussy bits very easily. And there we go, that's the first one done. Didn't take too long. I am sped up a little bit, but it still didn't take me that long to back this whole cut file. If you want to back in different colours, it's no harder. I would do the roses first and then I would do the leaves. But there it is, there's my cut file. All I'm going to do now is strategically place some little blobs of glue on various parts of the cut file where they're not going to be seen. I don't want to see the glue through my vellum. So just a few little bits and pieces of glue on there. And then I'm going to stick this cut file straight down. I am not sticking the whole thing down on purpose, because I do know as I put this layout together that I will be tucking different bits and embellishments underneath the cut file itself. So I haven't stuck any of the longer circle parts down at all, so that I can tuck things under there. Here's another picture of my little puppy Poppy. This one's a cute one. She's snuggled up on a little footstool where she likes to sit and look out of the window and watch the world go by and bark at the pigeons in the garden. So I've just decided to tuck her photograph under there. I've decided not to back it at all. Don't really want to back the photo. I think it stands out nicely enough on its own, and I want to use lots of these beautiful flowers to add to the wreath and to pop around her photo as well. So these flowers, some of them are from the embellishment pack and the sticker sheet, but most of them are fussy cut from a sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock that you get in the pack. When I first got this kit, the first thing I did was sit and fussy cut an entire sheet of butterflies, an entire sheet of these florals, because I knew I would want loads of them on my layout, and I'd want to use them basically on all of them. So I just sat and fussy cut those two whole sheets to start with before I even started making any pages. I do love a bit of fussy cutting. So I'm now using, that's a sticker, that one that's going in there as well. I think that's a sticker. That's going to go in there, and then maybe not, maybe it's a fussy cut one. It doesn't look sticky enough to be a sticker. So I was going to go completely white and cream on this layout, but then decided I wanted to pull in a few extra colours. So I've pulled in some pink butterflies, and I've also got some green butterflies on there, because obviously there are green leaves attached to the flowers that I have fussy cut as well. So now I'm just pulling off of the sticker sheet. The stickers are very foiled. They're almost like a vellum sticker, but they're not vellum. They are definitely a plastic sticker, but they're very foiled. They're very pretty, and like I say, they are foiled with gold, so those that extra little bit of sparkle that you can add to your layout is they're so pretty. So I think I will probably try and add a little bit of those, a little bit of the sparkliness to every single area, so that there'll be some on each area, so that there's sparkle all the way around, if that makes sense. Decided to change the one that was behind the photograph from being a cardstock one to being one of the sticker ones from the sheet. I liked that. It had a softer appearance, a little bit like the flowers that are already on that wood grain paper. And now I'm just going around and adding in a couple of foiled ones to each place on the, like round the wreath. And a little heart going on the picture as well. There's so many pretty embellishments to choose from in this kit that it's hard to decide which ones you want to use. There's so many pretty ones to use on from this particular kit. So now I'm just going to try and work out how to get a sparkly one in this section up here. Just changing my mind about something. Nothing, other than the stickers, nothing is stuck down yet, so I can still move pretty much everything around that I want to. Happy with how that's going so far. There's a lot of fiddling, I suppose, on this particular layout. I like to play around with things and move them until... And it's very difficult to explain what it is about how the placement of things that look works right. I wouldn't know necessarily how to explain it to somebody, but I will move things around until I'm happy with how they look and where they are sitting. So now I'm just adding some glue gel. This is dimensional glue gel to the embellishments that are already on the page to stick them all down. With the butterflies, I add a small amount underneath each wing, and then when I stick the butterfly down, I push it right down in the middle and allow the wings to stick up, because that makes it look like the butterfly is then flying off the page. So lots of little things to stick down on this one. I'll do a shake test in a minute, I'm sure, make sure everything is actually stuck, including the photograph, which evidently I've clearly forgotten to stick down already. Thought that was stuck, never mind. Happy with how this is going so far. It's so pretty and it's so soft. I absolutely love it. Don't get me wrong, I love a rainbow as well. I love bright colours, but you know, I like to use a variety of different colours. Popping another little flower under there. Really just trying to balance everything out and make it all look as I want it to look. Having another look now at the chipboard. I did like that bird, but unfortunately it was just a little bit too big. It didn't look quite right. Sat on the top of my photograph there, so that one goes. But I am going to find lots of other little bits and pieces to pop in here. Little hearts, teeny tiny, but lots of little details. Now I am just peeling off the back of the chipboard there. So you've seen me take it off the sheets. And sorry, I went off frame a little bit, but I do peel the back off. I do like them to be thinner. So I did take the back off the piece of chipboard, and I've actually put glue gel on the back of it before deciding where it's going to go. So it gets moved around quite a bit, this little piece, until I decide, oh, there we go. That's the one where I'm gonna. That's the one where I'm gonna leave it. So more peeling with a little bit of chipboard here. These are just some little teeny tiny white flowers that I thought looked really sweet, and I took those in as well. And then moving a sticker that I wasn't quite happy with. It didn't look right. It looked like it was kind of out on its own. So I've just joined that in with that flower there. You'll notice that the things that are stuck down already are still moving. And that's because of the glue gel. So that is the beauty of the glue gel. You can stick things down and then still move them around if you're not quite happy with the placement. And it does obviously dry eventually. I think it needs about 24 hours to dry fully. And then it's completely solid. But up until that point, just a little bit of extra movement gives you that little bit of flexibility. So I'm just pulling out my little cards now for my Nouveau drops, because I know I have some lovely pearly coloured Nouveau drops on my shelf. This is I've got a pinky colour here, and it's an Albany type colour. So the two colours I've used are Caramel Cream and Shimmering Rose. They're the two colours I've used, and they're both sort of pearlescent colours. So I just stood my bottles upside down for a couple of minutes, and then made some blobs all over just to add, again, just adding those extra little details. It's like I either add Nouveau drops or I add sequins. I generally don't do both on a layout just because otherwise it's too much. So one or the other for me. And then the last finishing touch on this one is the same finishing touch that I pretty much do on all my layouts, which is a splatter of white paint. I use Liquitex acrylic ink. And it is in a liquid form, so you can take the lid off the bottle, dunk your paintbrush in and splatter straight away. Dead easy to use. So there we go, there's my layout. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope this one has inspired you. And I will leave the description in the description box below a link to my creative scrapbooks and the kits that they offer. So that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.